The growth and progress of a society is determined and measured to a large extent by the socio-economic development of the city, which is largely dependent on the transportation systems of the area. This presupposes that when transportation is hindered in any given society, development is also retarded. When Osun State was created from the old Oyo State on the 27th of August 1991 by the then military head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, the only available means of transportation for the people was the road. Successive administrations recognize the fact that road infrastructure remains a critical ingredient of high economic impact on rural-urban integration, social contacts, and access to employment, hence the massive investment in the sector since the state was created. Evangelist Remy Wilson is one of the stakeholders in the Osun project. She speaks on the journey so far.
The first military administrator, Ajiborisha, did wonderfully well. I remember the Oritolaya, it was the first roundabout that was created. There, he placed a farmer and the wife with basket with fruits. Well, that Oritolaya was so centralized and was beautified by this roundabout he placed there then. That started a lot of development in Osun. Then with Ajiborisha, we don't fear Boda Theophilus Bangboye. They did a lot. Theophilus Bangboye, for instance, started to clear off shops at the frontage of houses. The use of tarpaulin, umbrella. Then that was why I was nicknamed Governor General Okan. Also, when Baba Mokeke, Baba Bisi Akonde now came around, all of the edifice you see in terms of government infrastructure started with him. Within few years, he was able to build the secretariat. Come to Olangusoyo Yunola. That's why we had this dual carriage from Bongo to the boundary of Kwara State. It was approved. Imagine the roads constructed by Ralph Aregbesola. Oyetola, the immediate past governor, did well too by constructing more roads.
Speaking in the same vein, a public affairs analyst, Dr. Yinka Andrews, commended all the past and present leaders of the state for their contributions and unwavering commitment to the development of the state.
I got to Osun State in 1992, and I can tell you that roads network were at sorry sight. But thank God, I think government after government, I want to thank God for this state. Each government that gets to power have been doing its best. One of the serious benchmarks to measure development is roads. If you don't do roads, it's like you are not doing anything, because we have to move goods, we have to move waste from farmland to the proper places of city that we wanted to do. So whether we like it or not, this state has been blessed with infrastructure.
The present administration in Osun State, under the leadership of Governor Ademola Adeleke, also recognized the role good road network plays in the developmental process of the state and hit the ground running, an assumption of office to revamp the infrastructural deficit in the state, as contained in the 5-point action plan of its administration.
Our administration is committed to ensure people-based development. Our vision is to enthrone tech-based agro-industrial growth in our state. We plan to address the infrastructure deficit with a cost-effective, home-based and labor-intensive program. To our people in the diaspora, we are opening up the state for partnership in education, health, trade, investment, and tech innovations. We are creating the enabling environment for multiple cooperation to put our state on the global map of development.
Governor Adeleke has not only embarked on and completed a series of road projects in all the senatorial districts in the state, but also continued the road projects abandoned by previous administrations. Speaking on this development, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, Engineer Bashiru Bello, said the massive road projects are done in fulfillment of Governor Adeleke's electoral promises.
Governor of Osun State is fully interested in infrastructural development to ease the transportation problem of the masses. That's why he's embarking on major road construction across the state.
In his reaction, a human rights activist, Comrade Wale Adebisi, stated that the administration of Governor Adeleke has laid a good precedent of continuity for every future leader of the state.
For this government to continue, what the electoral administration has abandoned, well, is a welcome idea. It is to also let us know, or let the people know, that when a particular administration is ongoing with a project, and that project is for public interest, the most reasonable thing is to further development, is to create a further development through a continuity and ensure that that project is completed.
The respondents, however, tasked the government to also focus on the development of roads in the rural areas.
The only problem I have is that most developed areas these days are not well planned. You discover that most houses are just being constructed without drainage, without being planned to have good roads.
Other areas I think we now need to think about is the rural areas, because when you don't move crops from interland to the urban areas, it will be very, very expensive. But once there is road, people will be able to buy things at affordable prices.
They express optimism that the future remains very bright for Osun State and her people. Oluchi Amuja, OSBC News.